Hey guys, so for this video I'll be doing an unboxing slash review and chat about Shabet. This is their 8th mini album. It's their last release as of right now. I will just discuss a little bit about that later after I show what this album looks like. If you're curious about what other albums I have from them, I did make a collection video, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I did. I just hope I didn't skip them. Just look through my collection playlist where I show all the albums that I have by specific groups. So here's the front, the back. You get 5 songs, and here's the spine. Now compared to a jewel case, this is how big it is. It's kind of like your standard K-pop book packaging, hardcover book. I actually don't like black albums because you can tell when they are stained or stuff like that. I don't know how to describe it, or like if it had if it has scratches. So that's like it's the same thing for the photo book. And yeah, so here's the CD and the booklet. So funny story about this, I actually did not like this title track at all when I first listened to it, and I kind of dragged them on Google Plus. I just vividly remember not liking this song. And then some of my other friends, they did like the song, and for some odd reason, when I was listening to an underrated, when I was watching an underrated video, this song came up again, and almost like a year later, actually not even a year, 2 years later now, I heard it again, and I was like, this isn't so bad. I did remember like listening to it on and off kind of after the release, but I ended up really enjoying it. I think I don't know why I didn't like it at first. Maybe it was just because it was very different than what they usually put out. I think that all the music that they release in terms of title tracks is extremely like catchy at first, and this song is catchy, but it's not structured like the other songs that they used to, well, that they released previously. It's not their best release. It is on the, I would say, on the best side of their singles. Shockingly, even though I didn't like it at first, but it is one of my favorite songs from them. Their best song is Someone Like You. Definitely a highlight for me for their discography, in my opinion. I think it was really underrated. So this mini album is alright. I generally don't love Shabet's albums as a whole. A lot. They're not bad. They just don't do much for me. I can't really even pinpoint any songs, B-sides that I really enjoyed from them. They just made solid songs. Just the B-sides never really stood out to me, but they are not necessarily bad. I just think that the singles are so good that they make up for that fact. And I actually really wanted to support the girls because they are a group that got a lot of hate at first. This is kind of just talking about Shabet if you don't know anything about them. They actually got a lot of hate at first because of their debut was supposed to be like the second coming of G, because if you don't know Happy Face, I think that's what they call it, E-Tribe produced G. So then he made this girl group. Then I think one girl, the leader, left. Then Woohee joined. Blah blah. But that was later. But their debut song, Super Super Diva, or Shupa Shupa Diva, how they say it, actually did really well. If you look at the sales but they got a lot of hate for it. Like I think even international fans were like dragging Shabet. I think it was just a mistranslation for some articles as well, where they were like, I think they said they wanted to be like Girls' Generation, which isn't bad. I just think that even back then, K-pop fans were pretty sensitive. I think they're even more sensitive now, but just like honestly, they've been always sensitive since the beginning of time. But any group that mentioned like Girls' Generation or yeah, in an interview got a lot of hate. Like I remember Nine Muse was getting a lot of hate as well. Basically, a lot of groups were just saying they wanted to have a career as long lasting and as impactful as SNSD, which isn't bad. But they did get a lot of hate at first. Their singles never really broke out, but they always did decently well for a couple years. I think since Someone Like You, they started flopping, which is really upsetting because that's their best song. So as for my collection, I don't think I'll be getting their first two mini albums, which are the ones the Shupa Shupa Diva, and then they had one Pink Rocket, and then Bling Bling, and then they had another one, Half Don't Have and Hate You. Those are the ones that I'm missing from them, and Be Ambitious. There's only one album that I really want to get from them. Maybe I'll get some of the other ones, but it's not one of the things I'm like just really picky about. Dashabet is one of the groups like I said, I followed them since they debuted, but they just never really went up my biases. I just really enjoyed each of their comebacks, but never was too interested into learning too much about the members or anything like that. I do love Ui, and I think she made it to that unit group from the KBS show. Hopefully she does well in that, because the other three girls left the company. I looked at Wikipedia and they said they didn't disband. This is what I also wanted to talk about. They said they didn't disband. And Woohee is in that other group now, but she's technically the only member under the company still. So that's kind of, it's strange. Which is really sad because she is like the best member in my opinion, along with, actually I think all the girls contribute. But the one that stands out to me the most is Woohee and, or Woohee, I think, and Subin. I think those two really stand out. Sari does too. The other girl, I think her name is Ayong. She just kind of always was in the shadows of the other girls. But yeah, this is a decent little single that they had. And like I was saying, they said they didn't disband, but I think they are eventually gonna announce it. Like after we just has her contract expired with the unit group. I think she's better off just acting. I think that's what she does. Because this group just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Unfortunately, they already kind of hit their peak, if you want to call it a peak. I think their peak was definitely like the Hit You and Mr. Bang Bang. And then even Joker, until Joker, they even charted well, I guess. So yeah, I probably will be making an updated collection for Dashabet by the end of the year if I get that one album and the other one. And the reason why I'm not getting, because like I said, I love their title tracks, but the B-sides, they don't do much for me. But they released a full-length album, the Mr. Bang Bang album, and they included all the singles previously released. So that's like the best thing to have from them, and I think that's the most difficult album to find. And And that was great because that was like, I think, let's see, Super Super Diva, Pink Rocket, Bling Bling. That's like almost, it was like 5 singles. They had half of that album was just straight up um, title track. So it's definitely not like a weak album. It was pretty good. Um, they do have like a, I guess like a sister group or another group, another company, which is Dreamcatcher. I actually really like them. I almost started buying their stuff, but then I said to myself, I guess this is kind of like a little just random rant. I said to myself, like, what's the point of just really getting into another group, even though, like, I don't even listen to them that much. So I almost did buy like 2 of their albums because they were at really good prices, and I know their stuff is going out of print too. But then I just decided not to get it. I'll just listen to them, like, listen to the albums on like Spotify or on YouTube and watch the music videos, and like, see their comebacks. But I don't think I'll be getting any other stuff. I honestly don't want to get to start buying newer groups. I like a lot of people. I've been kind of stepping a little bit back on listening to K-pop in general. I don't think I'll ever really stop listening to K-pop. Maybe I'll just listen to the stuff I always listen to in the past, but I just kind of stay updated because there are still some groups that I like who are fairly active, and yeah, I'll listen to songs here and there, but I'm not gonna be starting to collect a group and then follow their discography. It's just, I don't know, I don't have that much time on my hands, which is the reason why I kind of want to complete the groups that I already started collecting, which obviously Shabet's one of them. Obviously there's special cases per group. I don't think I'll be getting all of their albums. Maybe if I complete a bunch of like groups and I don't have anything to buy, I might just buy it just for collection purposes. But I highly doubt it, because then I can just use that money on like new comebacks from like the groups I follow. But yeah, like I was saying, like in all my collection videos and all my hauls, I'm mainly focusing on the groups that I followed for a long time. SM's schedule for the comebacks leaked. I don't think it's too official, but it does make sense to some extent. Obviously, you can always like guess that there's gonna be an EXO album, and a Red Velvet mini, or yeah, probably Red Velvet mini because they just released a full length album. Yeah, so kind of sticking with the OGs and second generation groups. So yeah, I am there's a few things that I do really want to dive into, which is one of them, and I don't think I have said it, is Boa's discography. I think she has really really good albums that she put out like in on since the beginning. But her like discography is such a big collection. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be like how would I say this, collecting Boa. I think that's one of the things that these couple of days, for some reason, I've been really feeling just, I want to start a Boa collection, more in depth, because I do have her releases from Hurricane Venus and after, and plus Atlantis Princess, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I guess this video is kind of longer than I expected it to be, but if you stuck around to listening, that's great. But yeah, that's kind of like the videos I'll be making or filming this year. I do want to save up a little bit on money because I am running out. I am going on a trip to Japan, and I'll be graduating school next year. So this is kind of off topic. I am graduating next year, so I want to cut a little bit back on my expenses because I will be going, continuing my studies after I graduate from university. So yeah, obviously, those who are on the same page know that, especially if you live in the U.S., you gotta start saving money because it's so expensive. But yeah, maybe I'll be and kind of like on the side note, maybe I will bring some things from Japan. If I do have time and I have some extra money, then I will probably make a haul on that. But yeah, don't think that I will be getting many newer things because I do want to save up on money. And also, and I guess to end things on like an interesting thing, I will be making a Red Velvet collection very soon. I'm waiting for my Rookie album to arrive, and then I'll be kind of talking a little bit about Red Velvet because they are one of the groups that have really just kept me interested in K-pop. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I always try to help everyone who has questions, especially when it comes to collecting older groups. Kind of like a quick little thing before I end. Shabet stuff is out of print, except for like their last two releases, which there's probably a few more copies that are still like on some K-pop stores. But yeah, if you want to collect them, good luck. They're not a very, really popular group, so they don't print that many copies in general. So if you find things at, I would say, $25 maximum, I would say that would be a cheap price for them. But if you look at other groups like that have sold a bunch of albums that their stuff is out of print, you probably could wait a little bit more, or like kind of sell it, like some people selling it randomly. But Shabet is one of those groups that I think in 2 years are gonna be really, really difficult to find because I don't think they've ever sold like more than 20,000 copies of an album, unfortunately. Yeah. So if you're trying to collect Shabet, good luck. And obviously, if you have any questions, just comment down below. All right, bye, guys. Bye.